This is your homework tutorial for mole to mole calculations. This is page 3 and 4, and all you'll be converting here are moles into other moles. So number 2 is where I'm going to start. We have a balanced equation already that we're given. It says in the above reaction, if 0.75 moles of C2H4 react, how many moles of CO2 are produced? So I'm going from moles of this to moles of this. This is a simple mole to mole calculation. You start by writing your given, 0.75 moles C2H4. And then you just go down the unit. Yep, moles of C2H4. Right there. Okay? You're going to moles of carbon dioxide. So you can use the mole ratio. You put moles of carbon dioxide in the numerator, and then you use your mole ratio to go from moles of C2H4 to moles of CO2. There's 1 mole of C2H4. Because there's no coefficient there, we assume that it's a 1. And there's 2 moles of CO2. So moles of C2H4 cancel, and you multiply everything in your numerator, 0.75 times 2, and then 1 is in your denominator, so clearly it's divided by 1. So your answer, 1.5 moles of CO2. Okay, so B says how many moles of oxygen are needed. Okay, well, this is still our given, so we do 0.75 moles of C2H4. And we just go down the unit, put moles C2H4 in the denominator, and moles of oxygen are what we're looking for, so we put that in the numerator. There are 3 moles of oxygen and 1 mole of C2H4. So we multiply 0.75 times 3 and divide by 1, so we get 2.25 moles of CO2. And yes, we can sig fig that thing. In order to sig fig it, there's 2 sig figs in our problem, so I can have 2 in my answer. So there's 1, there's 2. That 5 will round that up, so we'd get 2.3 moles of CO2. Okay, so there's our answers. So we go down here to number 1. We're going to write out the formula. This is going to take a lot more work. So we're given well, not really the whole word equation, but we're given a formula, but it's in the form of words. So we have to write out an equation. It says how many moles of iodine react, so iodine is one of my reactants, with 20 grams of ammonium sulfide to make ammonium iodide. So it's telling me what my 2 reactants are. So iodine plus ammonium sulfide. Ammonium is polyatomic, ammonium sulfide. All right. It says that we make ammonium iodide. So ammonium iodide is one of my products. Okay. What else is missing? Well, the sulfur. Okay. It doesn't mention the sulfur, but it doesn't die. It doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. Okay, it's not magic. So sulfur is just going to be right there. Okay, so I need to balance my equation. Looking at this, all I'd need to do is put a coefficient of 2 here to balance the equation. Now I have a balanced equation. I can start with my given. That's my boxing my given, and circle the unknown. So I'm going from grams of ammonium sulfide to moles of iodine. So 20 grams of ammonium sulfide. Just go down my unit. Just go down my unit. Grams of ammonium sulfide. What am I going to? Well, I'm going to moles. Remember that you can't go anywhere unless you convert to moles first. So I need to convert this grams of ammonium sulfide to moles. So in 1 mole of ammonium sulfide, there's a certain number of grams. Well, I need to figure the molar mass of that thing. Okay, so 1 nitrogen is 14.007 plus, what is that? 2 times 4, 8 hydrogens, plus, oh wait, 2 nitrogens, 8 hydrogens and 1 sulfur. So I'm calculating here. I'll let you watch. Calculating that's the nitrogens, and then I have 8 hydrogens and 1 sulfur. So 28.014 plus the hydrogens, 8.064 plus the sulfur, 68.144 grams. Okay, let me recheck my math. 2 nitrogens, 14.007 times 2 plus 8 hydrogens plus, there we go. Yep, checked my math, got it right. All right, so that's the molar mass. So we've converted from mass to moles. Now I need to go to moles of ammonium, or I'm sorry, moles of iodine. So I just go down, moles of NH4. Sorry, I was going to sneeze. I was trying not to, but I couldn't help it. And I need to convert to moles of iodine. I go back and use the balanced equation. There are 2 moles of ammonium sulfide and 1 mole of iodine. Moles of ammonium sulfide cancel, and I'm left with moles of iodine. Hooray! So I multiply everything in my numerator, which is 20 times 1 times 1, and I'm divide by what's in my denominator. 68.144 times 2, and I get let's see, how many sig figs can I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sig figs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sig figs. That 4 doesn't round the 7 up, so my final answer is 0.1467 moles of iodine. All right. So, yeah, I know it's hard. You got to do the equation too. You'll get over it. It's okay. It makes you stronger. It makes you smarter. Okay, so let's do number 5 here. I picked number 5 because number 5 is kind of hard. Okay, you don't have the polyatomic ion oxalate in your repertoire, so I wanted to go ahead and do this one. When 278.60 grams of zinc reacts with silver oxalate in solution, how many moles of silver are produced? Okay, I'm going to write the equation up here. It says that zinc reacts with silver oxalate, C2O4. Okay, silver's oxidation number is +1. Oxalate, because you don't have it, -2. Crisscross, and that's my formula. Now, yes, you could have Googled that, but I was afraid you wouldn't, so I did it anyway. So, looking at that, what kind of reaction is that? You have a single plus a couple. Yeah, that's a single replacement reaction. Well, zinc can definitely replace silver, so it will. So it kicks out silver, and I get zinc oxalate. Now I need to make sure it's balanced. It is not. So let's see, 2, put 2 there, and it's done. So that's my given. And how many moles of silver is my unknown? So I start out with 278.60 grams of zinc. I need to convert to moles first, so I'm going to just go down grams of zinc. Okay, do I know a relationship between grams of zinc and moles of zinc? Well, yes, I do. I know the molar mass of zinc in 1 mole. It's 65.38 grams. Grams of zinc cancel. I've got it in moles. So I can use my balanced equation. I just need to convert from moles of zinc to moles of silver. So I just go down moles of zinc, and I want to convert to moles of silver. So we use the balanced equation. So there's 2 moles of silver and 1 mole of zinc. I'm going to multiply everything in my numerator, 278.60 times 1 times 2, and I'm going to divide by what's in the denominator, which is just 65.38. Let me do that math. Okay, how many sig figs? Oh my gosh, 5 sig figs. That's crazy. So that's the answer that I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that 8 will round the 4 up. So my final answer is going to be 8.5225. 8.5225 moles of silver. There you go. Rewind me if you need to, or go ask for help.